Hey, we've got a music event coming to Southern Indiana in just a few short weeks. Derby Eve Faith Night. It's the second annual Derby Eve Faith Night. And so I have a guest with us today who is the founder of the event, the promoter of the event, and a member of one of the bands that will be in the event. He is the man on the drums, Scott Shireman. Scott, how are you today?
I am fantastic, man. How are you doing, my friend?
Hey, doing great. Spring has sprung, as we've said, and
Yes, sir.
so we're ready for that and all of the things that spring seems to bring in Southern Indiana, including live music. And so happy to have you here today.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, brother.
Hey, so you are the creator of this event, Derby Eve Faith Night.
Sure.
Tell us what it is and how it came to be.
Sure. So Joyous Noise Ministry is a ministry my wife and I started about 12 years ago. So we do and promote several different Christian rock shows, Christian rock events, and in multiple places. And this is one we started 2 years ago, Derby Eve Faith Night. We felt that I've lived in this area my whole life, probably like you, okay? And anybody that lives here, Derby is like a holiday, okay? People take off work, businesses close, all kinds of a lot of celebration of the Derby. Well, they certainly didn't need any more help with us celebrating the Derby. But what we thought is there wasn't a Christian-based Derby celebration where we celebrate Christ more than we celebrate a horse race.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the genesis of how it started. And so that's how we started Derby Faith Night. Last year was our first year, and it went over tremendous. And we said, well, let's do it again.
Yeah.
And we're grateful. We have Clark and Riggs as our sponsor. It helps us. There's a lot of costs associated, but without their help, we couldn't have it. So thanks to them.
Yeah, that's great. And with people outside of Louisville area, friends and family of mine, they talk to me about it. They know the race. And when I tell them that area kids get out of school on the Friday before, they just
For a
look
horse race.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
well, Derby Eve Faith Night, we're going to give everybody the details, dates, time, tickets, the band
Sure.
lineup, and all that stuff. But um, what do you expect, or what do you hope people will take away from this event that you've created that's not about the race?
Sure. So all of our events kind of have a central theme, and the theme is kind of goes like this. It's great to put on an event for believers like you and I that want to go out and celebrate and worship the Lord with our families in an environment that's safe, that's healthy. You don't have to worry about what's going to be said on stage, friendly, all those things. That's great. And we love doing that. But really, it's a ministry opportunity, not just for us, but for everyone. Everyone out there probably knows someone in their life. I promise you, you do, whether you realize it or not. Maybe they work in the cubicle next to you. Maybe they live next door to you. Maybe it's an uncle, a cousin, whatever, that doesn't have a relationship with Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And my life changed as a result of going to a Christian concert because it was very non-threatening. It was familiar. I knew what a concert looked like. So this is a great opportunity for people to invite those friends, bring them, take them to dinner, take them out to a cup of coffee, then bring them to the concert and let the music minister to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of our hope, is it does two things. It gives believers already a great night out, but also it's a doorway, a door opener for people to develop a relationship with Christ.
Yeah. And Scott, correct me if I'm wrong here, but this year's lineup, maybe more than any, has a great kind of diversity of the kinds of music that are going to be there. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So yeah, we stepped it up a little bit. Last year, it was pretty much all local Christian bands, and that's not a bad thing because we're really blessed in this region to have a blossomed Christian music scene. I'm so excited about that. But this year we're bringing in some talent outside the area too, to just make it a little more exciting. We have Jonathan Jackson coming from Nashville, Tennessee, a great singer-songwriter. He's an acoustic singer-songwriter, so we kind of have that genre captured. We have my band, Hush Harbor. We're a contemporary Christian rock band, similar to what you hear on Christian radio. We have the Revelators, a Christian rock band based out of Louisville, Kentucky, that's going to be there. We have Big Rev. Big Rev is a Christian rapper friend of ours from Arkansas. Christian rap is a hugely fast growing demographic of music. Then we have our headliner coming from Oklahoma, a Christian heavy rock band called Chaotic Resemblance that just have the biggest hearts for the Lord of anybody I know. And you spend any time around talking to those guys, you'll feel it. And they're great ministers. So we have a little bit of something for everybody. We want to, make it enjoyable for everybody.
Yeah. And that also, to me, it lends itself to that invite. Like, hey, we've got everything from heavy rock to rap and some stuff in between. There's going to be literally something there for everyone
right.
to enjoy. And
that's
and
right.
Maybe find something new as well.
That's right. It just, not everybody likes contemporary Christian. I know a group of people, they love Christian rock. They like it heavy and fast and loud. And I know people that like Christian rap. So we want to try to cover all bases and give everybody something they'll enjoy.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. So it's Derby Eve Faith Night, the second annual. It's going to be on May 3rd at 7 p.m. Again, we'll get you all of the details, links to tickets and all of that. But Scott, you're actually not only promoting and creator of this event, you also have a band that will be performing in the event. So tell us about Hush Harbor. I know how long have you been together? And we've already talked about
Sure.
the music you play, but tell us a little bit about the band.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Hush Harbor is a Christian music ministry first, band second. Our point, our mission is to share the gospel through all we do, say, and play. And play is listed last very intentionally because it's easy to praise God when I'm up there on the drums and everything sounds great and people are clapping. That's easy. Check with me when it's raining and I have to load out. How am I sharing the gospel then? Or it's cold, or it's late, I'm tired, I'm sore. So we really, really stick to that mission field. It's more than just the event. It's our mission. Mm-hmm. So Hush Harbor started 12 years ago as a result of my wife taking me to a Christian concert, and I went just to get her off my back. I had no intention on meeting the Lord. I wasn't a believer. I went strictly because she wouldn't quit asking me to go. And I went to a winter jam with her, and she put me right up front in the critical care section, right in the second row is what I call the critical care section, where I needed to be. And God literally laid the smackdown on me at this concert in the middle of a Sidewalk Prophet song called These Are the Words I Would Say. It's still my go-to song. And I said, after that, I want to change my life. I want to give my life to the Lord, and I want to use the talents that he's given me to try to let one other person have that experience. And that was the genesis of what started Hush Harbor.
Yeah.
And so I was in a band before, stopped that playing in casinos and all that kind of stuff. Nothing wrong with that. Just move. And I was taking a class at IUS, and it was a religious studies class. And I learned this term, Hush Harbor, was in, and what it meant was during abolition times, during slavery, slaves would be often punished or killed if they were caught sharing the gospel with each other. Set my people free is not really the message they wanted to send to the slaves, right? So, but they would get it, and man, it was as effective then as it is now, and they would want to share it with each other. So they would sneak off in the middle of the night to these harbors. We call them gullies where I'm from, or depressions in the earth. Any kind of depression is called a harbor. And they would go out there and they'd put up all these blankets and stuff in the middle of the night so they could go worship together, worship the Lord together, and not be punished or killed. I thought, wow, man, here I am out talking about Jesus on a big PA system, loud for everybody to hear. I have little chance somebody's going to cut off my head at the end of the night. But that same thing's still going on in parts of our world today. There are countries in this world, man, if you're caught with a page of the Bible, it's over. You're gone. So it's an homage to the past. It's a recognition of what's still going on in parts of our world. And it's our mission. We want to just tell the world about Jesus. So that's where the name came from. I've been very blessed to continue this ministry for 12 years. We've had, some different members come and go, but the mission's always stayed the same. The quality has always stayed the same, and we are super excited.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've always said that I believe every good Christian song should be a sermon, every song a sermon. And it's neat to hear that you went not almost in spite, and then you had a
Absolutely.
song that ministered to you. And I believe that music can do that with songs with good lyrics can minister to us just as much as a sermon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Not everybody's in a place in their life where they're going to be receptive of listen to a pastor. They're not going to be receptive to you or I quoting John 3:16 to them. Okay. Not everybody's there. And God knows what tool to use for the right. He knows when to use a hammer. Okay. He knows when to use a screwdriver. And the tool for me was music. And I've seen it work now over the years so many, many times, change people's lives.
Yeah.
It's an awesome thing to be a part of.
Yeah. Well, give us the details on this event. We talked about the 5 bands that are coming from all over the country to perform at this event. What do you got for dates, times, and location?
Sure. So Derby Faith Night is May 3rd. That's a Friday night. It's the night before the Kentucky Derby. And it is going to be in Memphis, Indiana. That's Memphis, Indiana, at Safe Harbor Christian Church, a church that's just been nice enough to let us host the event there 2 years in a row. Their youth group's going to be selling food out in the lobby, so you can bring you a few bucks to buy some food from them. All the bands will be there selling merch. Please support these guys. These guys are driving from Oklahoma and Arkansas and Nashville They're not doing this because they're making a lot of money, folks. Trust me. So come buy a shirt, buy a hat, buy a CD. If nothing else, tell them you enjoyed their music. But if you hear something you like, tell them, because they work really hard at that. Yeah. But doors are going to open at, let's see, VIP doors will open at 6, and general admission doors open at 6:30, and the event starts at 7. Now, this is a ticketed event, okay? But I want to make a really important announcement here. So you can go online. You can go to joyousnoiseministry.com. You can go there, and there's a link for tickets, and you can buy general admission tickets for $10, which is less than I spent at McDonald's yesterday. Okay. I could not get a meal. I looked on the menu. There was nothing I could get for $10. So less I spent at McDonald's, and you can get a ticket for $10. We have VIP tickets, $15. We have 10 of those left. And we're going to do some drawings for a giveaway of a big screen TV there. We're going to do all kinds of cool stuff. But here's what I really want, the message I want to get across. This is not a ministry about making money. Our goal, we'd like to lose as little money as possible. That's if you cannot afford a ticket, I get it. If you cannot afford a ticket, I understand, man. Everything costs more these days. If they will reach out to us privately, okay, reach out to me privately through social media, I'm very easy to get in touch with. I will make sure you get a ticket to get in. That's my commitment to you.
Yeah, that's great. And Scott, we'll put a link to the Joyous Noise Ministry where they can get tickets and all those things. We're actually going to do a giveaway on my page, the 812 Living Group.
Sweet.
Kind enough to donate some tickets so we could do a giveaway. Folks, it's an incredible event. The cost is set so that it's affordable for groups small and large. Come out, hear the music, support the bands. We'll be there. I'll be there emceeing the event. So,
amen. You will.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Right. Thank you.
Hey, tell me what you've been doing this with Hush Harbor for 12 years. I know you played live before that. What do you enjoy about being a part of the band and performing live music for your audiences?
Thank you. So what I enjoy, my band is, for those believers that are watching this, that's my small group. We talk a lot in churches and organizations about you need to have a small group. You need to have a small group, a community of people that when you get together, you can pray with each other. You can share life's ups and downs and victories and celebrations and sadness and everything together. And that is my small group. So for me personally, having Hush Harbor being that small group that God has given me, it's a gift from God. I'm so grateful for. As far as playing out and what that does, man, it's the connection. It's being able to connect with people before and after the event. People will come up and share with us things that are going on. We get to pray with them, leading people to the Lord, obviously super exciting. I'm going to share one quick story that kind of emulates that. We played a show in a jail, literally in a jail, in the Clark County jail, which is a big, they call it gymnasium, but it's just a big concrete room. Okay. And we played there with a couple other bands. And, we weren't allowed to engage much with the population. You couldn't touch anybody or hug anybody or anything like that. And I understand. But about 2 years later, I was sitting at our merch table at another show, and a young man came up to me and he said, "Hey, Scott, it's good to see you. This is the second time I've seen your band." And of course, I say, "All right, where was the first time?" And he said, "In the Clark County jail." I was like, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, I came just because I wanted to get out of my cell." And he said, "When I got back, there was a Bible in my room that I didn't know was there before." And he said, "I started reading it." And he said, when I got out, when I did my time, I got out, I joined my local church, I gave my life to the Lord, and now I'm working with my youth group. And I said, "Man, thank you so much for sharing that story with me," because that is an embodiment of the best case scenario, what we like to see happen. Yeah. So, man, that, just being able to connect with people on a real level, it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, you can produce music in a studio if you wanted to and have it gone out, but that live performance, that interaction with the crowd, I have to imagine gives you a lot of joy and opportunity to minister with people in person.
Absolutely.
Hey, Derby Eve Faith Night, May 3rd, 7 p.m., Safe Harbor Christian Church in Memphis, Indiana. Tickets are on sale now. We're going to put links to all of that so you can go buy those tickets. Come see the show. Scott, I know you recently announced the dates for this year's Rock on Water event.
Yes, sir.
Give us a little bit of information on that.
Sure, man. This is our 12th year for Rock on Water, which is amazing to me. We didn't plan it. We planned it to do one time. We thought this will be great. And it's at the beautiful Jeffersonville River Stage in Jeffersonville, Indiana, a venue unlike anywhere else I've been. I mean, it's really a unique venue with the city of Louisville as the backdrop, and all the bands that have come in from over the country have always been amazed. But yeah, this year it's going to be September 7th. It's on a Saturday. It's totally free thanks to our good friends at Texas Roadhouse. They're our platinum sponsor. We are so grateful to them. And we've got Unspoken coming back. They were here about 7 or 8 years ago. Fantastic band. We have an artist called Renee, who was just on Winter Jam this year. We have our good friends Chaotic Resemblance, who's going to be at Derby Faith Night, coming in for this also. Hush Harbor will be there, and we have a couple other artists yet to announce, but it's totally free. Bring your lawn chair. We'll have food vendors there. Bring your cooler. Don't bring your pets, please. It's not a pet conducive environment, but it is unlike anything else you ever go to all year. It's rockonwaterfestival.com, presented by Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah. We'll post the link to that as well. It is
Thanks.
a great event, and it's one that we could spend probably an hour telling stories about that.
Oh, yes.
God has sustained this concert. There's no doubt about that. 12
Oh, yes.
12 years running. So, well, Scott, thank you for joining us today. Listen,
Thank you, man.
Derby Eve Faith Night. It's going to be an incredible event. For $15, you can get in early, meet the bands. I've done interviews with a lot of the members, and they're just amazing people and amazing musicians. So come out, support them, support the music, have a great time. For $10, you get you in the door. So
That's right.
come out. And if you can't afford that ticket, reach out to Scott. He'll get you taken care of. Derby Eve Faith Night coming up on May 3rd, 7 p.m. Scott, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited we're going to get to do this together, and everybody's going to have a great time. And thank you for doing this and all the interviews and everything. Thank you so much, man. That's so kind of you. We really appreciate that.
Yep. Thanks, Scott.